Hi, beautiful people. It's Amy from Savor, Salvage, and Scent. I hope this finds you safe and healthy during what I feel are very disquieting times. I have to start out with this acknowledgement. While I believe that white supremacy is nothing new to us, sadly, in fact, our nation is steeped in it. This week has been another excruciatingly painful reminder through the tragic death of George Floyd through murder by police officers. Again, I think we should always be concerned for justice, especially those of us who have any kind of format, platform, or power. This should be nothing new, but I know that for me, I find myself continually asking the question of how I can activate that more. And so for me, I want to start out today with a pledge that one, in addition to voting, educating myself, continuing to for a very long time, and speaking up and acting up constantly, making choices in how I live. I think there are some real easy ones that I've been overlooking, or I should say direct paths, perhaps not easy ones. And one is better supporting Black business. And for me, I live in the midst of Cleveland, Ohio. This is a community that thrives off of Black life, Black joy, Black contributions. And so for me, I want to support Black business more as well. And, I think a significant way I can do that is I'm a foodie, so I often eat out. I also follow fashion like crazy and obviously have a perfume obsession. So for me, I will be seeking out more restaurants, designers, boutiques, and perfumers, and perfumes created by Black people and people of color. So I'm going to start a series next week. Like many, I would say, contributions from Black and brown people, they often go unnoticed. I find not in comparison to others, there's not a ton of information to be had. And so next week I'm going to start a series that focuses on Black and Black perfumers and people of color that contribute incredibly and have since the beginning of time as our nation and our world, the cradle of civilization started in Africa. So of course, so did scent. So anyway, I look forward to learning more, sharing more with you, and hearing more from you because I certainly have so much to learn. So in the meantime, today, a quickie, one that just is an easy grab for me and to me a perfect spring to summer scent. I just wanted to talk a little more about Chanel Cristalle. My first impression was to say that this is my favorite Chanel, which would not exactly be true. It was probably the first Chanel I absolutely fell in love with. I would say Chanel is such an incredible house to me that I probably have, 6 or 8 favorites, but Chanel Cristalle is the first that I fell in love with. And I think my amazing sister Lee, who is just stylish in all ways and all things, started wearing this, I believe, first in the late 70s as the Eau de Toilette. So first I'll say there are a few different versions of this for those of you who aren't familiar. And one of the things that's interesting is they're a little different from one another too. So the first Cristalle was created as an Eau de Toilette. It looked a little different from this in the beginning, but yes, and it was created in, I think, 1974. Sorry, I'm going to refer to my notes a little bit. The nose's name is Henri Robert, and he also was known to design a few other Chanel powerhouses, so Chanel 19 and Pour Monsieur, as well as Coty's Muguet du Bois. So that is also a super important, I would say, early kind of green scent. That was, I believe, created in the 40s But anyway, so he's created some amazing, gorgeous green scents, quite a few for Chanel. And then the Eau de Parfum here was created later, I believe in 1993. And I'll talk a little bit about the differences between these two. And I'm actually going to respray them. I sprayed them this morning, but I'm going to spray them again just to kind of talk with you about what the differences are to me. Okay, so let me read to you a little bit more about the EDT, or the Eau de Toilette, and the notes. They are listed as top notes of bergamot and lemon. The middle notes are hyacinth, Brazilian rosewood, honeysuckle, and jasmine. And the base, you'll find oak moss and vetiver. So let's talk about this one first. I sprayed both too on scent strips, and then also on my skin. And I'll say this for me is what really comes out when you first spray it is the definitely the bergamot and the lemon, and the kind of oak mossy, grassy vetiverness. So really fresh. And I think what's really cool, and why this is one of my favorite scents and so wonderful you wear this time of year, is it's a fresh scent that still is complex. It changes a little over time, but it's just, I don't know exactly how to tell you why. It is such, to me, a sophisticated, classy, fresh, citrusy, grassy vetiver. It's a chypre. It's a floral chypre. And really, really, really fresh. Wonderful. Just like so great. And I would say my first instinct was to say that there's nothing like it. That's not exactly true. I think it was groundbreaking at its time. My sister started wearing this early, and I remember just being like in love with the way she smelled. Like, it's so, so, so good. And though I love it most in the spring and summer, it's interesting, when she first started wearing it, I smelled it on her around the holidays. So the winter holidays in Ohio are very cold, and it still does wonderfully in the winter too. So it's just a powerhouse. It's an amazing scent. It could easily be a signature scent for someone. Beautiful. So then when kind of the reformulation, or the Eau de Parfum, was created, that was created by Jacques Polge. And you probably know the name Jacques Polge because he has designed so many perfumes for Chanel. Like, I want to say like 20 plus. And, you know, for instance, like Coromandel, like just like some of the best perfumes created, honestly, of all time. He's incredible. So the Parfum was created in I hope I'm right, 1993 or 4, I think. And it's incredible to me that they definitely are the same family. I mean, definitely have some of the same things running through them, but are a little different too. And so I would say the Parfum, and actually I'm going to spray them again. The Eau de Toilette is on my inner arm here. Wow, so bright. And the Eau de Parfum is on my wrist and the rest of my body, because I basically bathed in it this morning. Why wouldn't you? It's so good. Okay, so here are the differences for me. So first of all, I should say, when I looked up the notes in Fragrantica for the Eau de Parfum, I could tell they were limited just based on what I smelled. I'm not sure why. And so I found another resource, and this to me sounds more like the much more extensive list of notes for the Eau de Parfum. So they say for the Eau de Parfum, or the EDP, the top is mandarin. Oh no, sorry, that's Fragrantica. Sorry, no. The other list says the top is bergamot, lemon, basil, cumin, hyacinth, and peach. The mid notes are jasmine, melon, narcissus, cyclamen, lily of the valley, and tangerine. And the base is oak moss, musk, civet, patchouli, and sandalwood. And you know, it's incredible. Both have in common that, to me, I don't smell, it's interesting that mandarin's listed, and I guess that's brighter than orange, but both of the scents for me are really lemony, and I love like fresh lemon. Like that to me is such a wonderful scent. And they're both super oak mossy. They're chypras. I would say the EDP, the Parfum, is definitely, it's warmer and richer. And I think what makes that happen is additions like the peach. I think the peach comes out a little. The basil, totally, to me, that actually makes it a little brighter. But the herbalness there, and then like the base notes of like civet and sandalwood and things like that being added. So it's got this depth and it brings this warmth to it. So I would say they're definitely, you know, they're sisters, they're brothers, but they definitely are different enough so that I think if you haven't experienced them both, first of all, if you haven't experienced either of them, I would say this is one I just feel like any person who's really interested in perfume should have. They're both incredible. And I would say start with the EDT because that's the original, and, you know, but both also, my sister asked, and I wanted to include in here that both are still being made today by Chanel. I personally think if you can get your hands on vintages, you should try to do that. It's easy to find in eBay, et cetera, et cetera. But try the vintages first if you can. But I would say start with the EDT and let me know what you think. I think it's way brighter. To me, it's grassier too. Like it's just bright, fresh, grassy. Definitely more sparkling and aldehydic. Like it's definitely got that, you know, aldehydes provide like for some aldehydes provide like a champagne-y or sparkling quality, and that, I mean, that's its name, Cristalle. And then I think the Parfum has a warmth, a richness, a depth that I think even more than the EDT could be worn year-round, but it brings it a real depth. I have noticed people tend to side with one or the other. I love them both equally, and I would love to know what you think of them. So today's homework, please let me know if you're compelled. Do you own Cristalle in any form? Do you appreciate one or the over the other? And lastly, as I start to do this series that better explores the contributions of Black and brown people to perfumery and to scent, I would love to know if you have favorites. Again, I'm going to be starting in the next few weeks, exploring quite a few houses, but I'd love to know who you wear and who you're really, really excited about, and we'll explore them more in the future. Have a great weekend. Again, stay safe, stay healthy, and with love. Thanks. Talk to you later. Bye.